As I said, set-up wise, pretty good to be fair. Stand the golf ball nicely. The left-hand one here now, we'll see as you go back, you can see already there's quite a bit of shift there off the golf ball, especially with that lower half. I mean, that trail knee there, as we said, moving quite a bit off to that right side, in your case, left as we look, and a lot of sway. Well, now to get back, the golf ball needs a lot of sway this way, so the movement of your head is just, there's a lot going on there where your head's sort of moving. Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you get back to the golf ball in a reasonable position with your head, but you can see here an impact. If we sort of take the blur there from sort of middle of your hands, they're kind of just on the ball, maybe slightly behind. Certainly more of the blur is covering your right side than your left side. Whereas this one, when you rotate better, there's a lot less movement now with your head, The key from here now is maintaining your head position behind the ball while your lower half and the knees and stuff bump into that wall. You get a little bit of head there, but not too much. But we can see there at impact. Now, there's more blur covering more of your shorts there rather than being too far on the back foot here, okay? But that movement back here with your hands doing this is just your way of fixing a slice or a fade, If you think, the ball's going to fade, I know I can square the club face up by flicking my hands. The problem is, it does square the club face up, sometimes too much. It also causes you to sometimes bottom the club out behind the ball, so you thin it and fat it.
All sorts of issues then.
Exactly, and it just creates too many variables, So if we can reduce the amount of variables now your head's going to have by staying more stable. As we said, when you're hitting a golf ball, you want that head to stay behind the golf ball as best you can. Here I would say is probably about the limit you could get to. It's kind of sort of on the ball, okay? If that was a wedge or an 8 or a 9, I'd go, fine. 5 iron, it's a little bit kind of squeezing out a little bit too tough, but if we can get that head behind the ball, release with the golf ball nice, and again, just the overall movement of your head, if we sort of put lines on where your head would be, it's kind of starting here, top of the backswing, it's still there, back into impact, it moves 3 or 4 inches to the left, and then through impact, it moves to there. Whereas this one, I mean, it starts off kind of there. There you go. You move over to there, and then you got to move back to the golf ball. Now it starts going up as well. Just a lot, there's so much going on there, and at your club head speed, to be consistent, we need to almost have less going on. So I can get into a good start position here now, allow this to rotate, so my right knee is insensible, it's going backwards as my hip rotates, I'm not sliding it. And then on the way I think basically what happened was your lower half would slide and then rotate. What we want to do is rotate and slide. It's not like you've got to reverse the movement, When your lower half was doing this, then you can sort of see, if you put a line down there, as you're going back now, that right knee is almost creating a bit of space between that yellow line there, So that's rotation, that's lateral movement, and that's what we want to try and do, You having sort of slide and then
the rotation slightly more before the lateral movement.
So it's that way. But think about it in terms of, as I always use the example of skimming a pebble or throwing a ball, or you would naturally you would turn around your base. Okay, get some power. You would turn around here, and then you would slide and throw. You wouldn't go. And do that motion. It just wouldn't, in your head, wouldn't make sense. But a lot of times people make moves because of what they see the ball foot doing. The ball's curving off to the right. I'll close the club face. I'm topping it. I'll try and get under it. So rotate better, get the body working around you more, and then your lower half can move. But ultimately, you've got to get in a position where impact is lower half to that left side, head staying nicely behind or on the ball, I guess, at most. If you're kind of moving ahead of it, which a couple of times you did, you just get stuck and your arms can't save the club face. You get that lead through and out to the right. And then you've almost got to say, Jeff, when you get that cutty one, chances are, not always, but chances are, it's a bit of a sort of, you feel a bit trapped through impact, your head's got ahead. If you try to save it by flicking your wrists, your head will still stay ahead. That's wrong. Your hands will flick it. That's wrong. But it might go straight. And then you got to fix it. But really you're sort of moulding two wrongs to make a right, which creates that kind of like spread, as we said, they're going left and right, left and right. So if you hit that bad shot to the right, think, okay, head's got ahead, got to keep my head behind the ball there. And I'm going to rotate. So I'm rotating, shift, rotate, shift, Just do that to the point where you can't end up against the wall, So you turn, bump the wall, turn, bump the wall, turn, bump the wall, not slide, pivot away from the wall, So it's almost like switching the two things around. Okay, mate?
All right, mate.